understand
No,
either.
not having made those inconsistent statements like that,
Right.
and been called to have been telling lies. And I think it was really sad that this young man has lost his life in this situation.
I know it. You remember when it first happened, President Obama said that, if he had had a son, he would have looked kind of like Trayvon. And I think all of us who have any heart at all understand, and to sit there and watch this mother and father and to have them to listen to their son's last screams of despair and desperation. This man is pursuing him and hunting him down and shooting him, murdering their son. I've lost a child, and that's a hurtful thing. But to hear your child's last screams for help, being tracked down and hunted down by somebody as vicious as this, and then to have to sit and go through it again, and then to have the folks to try and insinuate that your child is terrible, your child is dead, but your child is the wrong one. That to me is the biggest insult.
Oh yeah, but his side of the story cannot be told.
No, he's gone.
The young man who testified, Rachel Gentile, it seems to me that everything she said has been proved in the other testimonies, at the timeline and all of that. So she really didn't have anything to lie about, and I think that a lot of people may have missed it. But they talk about the racial overtones in this case. To me, the biggest racial overtone was the fact that Rachel Chantel, whose third language is English, was made to testify in English. Her first language is Spanish, and the other language is Creole, and then it's English. That's her third language. But she was made to testify, understand the questions coming to her in English, and happen to back to them through what she could understand of English, and made to look like she was not a very smart or intelligent person at all, which I think, because she's speaking three languages, shows that she's intelligent.
It does.
But then when the other lady came in, who was a Spanish lady, she had an interpreter. And I think that you have to look at things like that. This lady, even though she had been on TV speaking in English, but then when she came in to testify in court, they gave her an interpreter. But Rachel Chantel did not deserve an interpreter. Those kind of subtle things, we need not miss them, because it's systematic, and we need not miss them.
Well, those are the kinds of things that we like to bring to folks' attention on Ask Elaine, the kinds of things that you're not going to get from other folks. The only thing that some other media folks want to cover is who came into a meeting late. Not that you asked pertinent questions about anything, but that who came into a meeting late.
Yeah, well, we've had to contend with that, and I'm sure that we'll continue to contend with it. One of the things that I really want to say is that now that the Judge Royal has set the election on September the 17th, our push down is to make sure that we get our voters out. And I think that has been the biggest problem in our community, is that we have not come out to vote. And no matter how many people we get registered to vote, the task is to get them out to vote. I looked at the financial reports today. My opponent has $44,000 in the bank. And of course, when you look at that, he has more money than any of the mayoral candidates have. And sometimes, when they give money like that, they give money to one person so he can dole it out to the others. So he might use it as the mule to dole out campaign contributions and other kinds.
Well, that's what this same person has done over time. Has given money to people like Miriam Paris, and has given money to folks like Danny Glover and some other people who are carrying the water for them against some of us.
But I thought it was just really tremendous tremendous amount of money to have been donated so quickly in the campaign.
$44,000.
Yes.
But now, you know what?
Yeah, in the bank, and I have like $1,300 in the bank left. But you know, money don't win elections.
It never has voted. Never has voted. Look at the situation with my husband, Senator Lucas. He was outspent the last time. Miriam Parris had over $200,000 that was given to her, and then there was another probably 40 or 50 that was spent on mailings on her behalf. Senator Lucas raised 20 and beat her really badly. And so the money, that proves that when people want somebody in office, they will go and vote for that person. And people really were outraged that that particular person, while in office, went and did more damage by one signature than anybody has done in any time that I can ever think of. This consolidation thing is one of the worst things, and we're going to see it. It's going to be revealed. It's already being revealed in the millions of dollars that are being allocated for getting this done, but that's going to translate into additional taxes on folks.
Yeah, and what we need to focus on getting registered voters to polls, and of course, and I know that there's a big push now. The Republicans are glad that the Supreme Court did what it did. It took away any protection that black citizens have in the South towards making sure that the votings are done correctly. And of course, now we have to get out and vote. In the 2010 election for governor, Nathan Deal got 1.3 million votes, and actually it was 1,365,832 votes, and Roy Barnes got 1,107,011 votes, which was a difference of 821 votes. Now this is the marker right here. 339,910 black females did not vote, and 389,253 black males did not vote. And when you look at those numbers, that's more than 600,000 votes that could have changed this election. And we're not looking at some of the things that we are looking at now. There are currently 699,000 unregistered African Americans in the state of Georgia.
What's that number? How many?
699,641.
Now that's enough to turn this state blue.
But the ones who are registered and won't vote are enough to turn it blue as well. So what we have to do in Bill County in this next upcoming election, we have got to make sure that our top priority is to get the people who are registered out to vote. And I think that we can make a difference that way. We must ask every household to make sure that every person who is registered in that household gets out to vote, and then let every person, like we used to do, like when they used to have the March of Dimes, you used to have street captains. We need to go back and have a street captain to make sure that everyone on that street is voted, and have a captain on that street to make sure that everybody votes on that street.
Well, we do it for church. We do it for church. When we have church anniversary or we have church whatever it is, then we have people in charge of rounding up the money from this certain group of folks. Why can't we do that same thing in voting rights? Why can't we do that same thing in education?
The idea that we have employed in the past. I remember Miss Ola B. Hall used to be the captain of the whole community, and then she had different ones on the streets to be the street captain, and they were able to do what they needed to do for the March of Dimes and any other kind of thing that came along like that. We got to go back and employ that kind of leadership.
That's right.
In our communities again, because it worked in the past and it will work for us now. But that's the thing that we have to do. We have to get the voters out to the polls. In City Hall, there's not a whole lot going on right now because we just passed the budget. We're just in about 2 to 3 weeks of the budget, and of course there are not a lot of changes going on, of course, with the money that comes from sales tax. That money is coming in, and of course, there have been two projects that have been released on the Second Street, the connector, that are going forward. Other than that, for City Hall, we're probably in a waiting mode to see exactly what's going to happen in the election. And of course, I'm hoping that people will get out to vote.
Well, we certainly do hope that people will get out to vote as well. We do want to mention the fact that we are taping the Ask Elaine programs, and we have begun to tape other programs which serve to divide the community, and we are taping those programs so that we can show and use that as evidence of the grand conspiracy that's in place with some in the media and others in the Republican Party to disrespect certain black leaders, to dilute black voting strength, to violate the voting rights of a number of people. So for those folks who get on the air and they say everything they're big enough to say, and who think that they will get away with it, they will hear their words again very soon. So just wanted to let everybody know that a lot of people, Reverend Ficklin, call me and they express disgust that we are attacked all the time by certain people, and we have said, well, the Lord's